Stick with me as we figure out how long has the Mandela effect been going on. So before we even get started, I know this is just going to come up. So yes, the cat ran off with my beard. Everybody, I don't know why everybody's so obsessed with my hair and my beard on this page, but yeah, I decided to shave it because I hadn't been able to see my face in like a year. I don't know what it looks like anymore, so I decided to take a look, but I can't keep up with the maintenance, so I'm sure the beard will come back. I want to explore more about how long has the Mandela effect been going on. Now, we call it the Mandela effect because that is kind of when there was a large awakening about this. But when you talk to people in the community, a lot of folks say this has been going on for years and years, and they think, some people think hundreds of years, some people think, just the last 50 years. But some people also believe that our memories are being erased and updated. So in other words, when you think something happened from your childhood, some sort of mind control or some way to erase it, or some other reality, you jump to another reality. I haven't quite figured that part out, but something changed because most people don't realize it changed. There's a few observant people, say something happened like in 1980 where you're watching a show and something changed and you're like, hey, that's not really how I remember it, but you're one of the only people, and there was really not a good way to share that information, so you probably just figured, the show changed, something happened. It's really easy to second guess yourself when you're the only person on the island. But then, as the internet developed and we could find each other, we have people from all around the world that have the same memories, which I think adds a lot of credibility, because if this was just like a U.S. culture thing, maybe some memories, false memories are shared, but it's kind of people coming in from around the world that are saying things are different in their cultures too. So that helps me a little bit believe it. But now, just because of there's so many people focused attention on it, and there's so many Mandela effect channels, it's pretty easy to see tons of evidence. For example, Moneybag73 is a channel that has over 100 different effects that he's brought to attention, and overwhelmingly a majority are stuff I remember and a lot of other people remember. Are all 100 right? No, probably not. Maybe some of them are some stuff we don't really, we're mixing up. That happens, for sure. But I bet a majority of them are. But what I really want to hit home is, even if just one of them out of 100 is right, something weird happened. So, we have to really put it in perspective that there shouldn't be any evidence. There shouldn't be any changes. But there are changes happening where people are documenting them and they're flip-flopping them as they're being documented. So, someone will have something up a week or two, and then the following 2 weeks, all of a sudden it changes back to the way it was. So their video doesn't make any sense. Why they're talking about, Rice Krispie treats changing from K to a C, and then back to a K, and then to a C, and it's like jumping around. The flip-flops that are documented are very strange, because it's easy to blame it all on fake memories or confabulation or whatever other 50-cent word skeptics are throwing out there. But it's really hard to explain away the documented flip-flops that the community has been able to get on film. That to me is like really strange. Watching it go from Flintstones to Flintstones, back to Flintstones to Flintstones. I don't even know what we're currently on. It's it's just it's very weird because we don't. It's like we have to second guess reality. To me, it feels like the more these go on, the faker everything is, and the veil's pierced. It's easy to see that we're either having our memories manipulated, or perhaps realities are merging, or this is a sign from above, something. But normal reality as we know it doesn't really exist. When this stuff could just happen whenever you want it, it kind of shakes your world. If you're new to this, you might go through that period of shock, and a lot of us did, where you're just sitting on your couch watching videos for a week going, this can't be real. What is going on? Why is, none of this makes sense. And you have to get through that. But once you get through that and accept, okay, something is going on, all of a sudden your focus will turn to, okay, what is it and why is it causing it? And everybody has really good theories. I have a lot of people on the show that all sound credible. Every one of these has a good stream of truth to it. And I think some of these theories might even be meshed up and combined. What the hard part I have is just trying to figure out what's true in my heart, because something will come through and I'll be like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then someone else will come through and I'll be like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm spending so much time trying to figure out what it is, instead of really, I think I need to focus more on what kind of positive changes is it opening doors in my life? Is a community building that doesn't think you're crazy, that we all support each other. These things are more of the attention I'm focusing on, not so much why it's happening. My logical mind would love to know why this is happening. I mean, everybody loves a good mystery, and I want it solved in a sense. But if it never really gets solved, I'll probably be okay, because the positive splashback and fillover it's had in my life. I think there's some of you else out there like that I actually heard some people say in the comments they don't really want it solved, that they like a good mystery, and it keeps everybody interested. The problem is, what if someone does come out and say, you know what, we didn't want to tell you, but it really is us at CERN. We can't hide it anymore. We're running mind control tests, and we're just blanking out your memory every so often. And some reason it didn't work this time. And so we've been able to control your mind since the 50s. Say something like that does come out, I'm still not sure I'm going to believe it, because anything from the government usually is half truth to a full out lie. And so even if somebody does come forward and claim it, I don't know, man, because there's always why would they do this when it's created such an empowerment movement? I mean, if you're a government that wants to control people, the last thing you want to do is empower them. You want to take away their power. So even if someone came forward, I'm not sure I'd believe any of it. I think eventually, and my prediction is, someone will come forward and take credit for this, but it'll probably be some sort of false flag psyop thing. It won't be real. It'll be just enough to shut it up, because this is gaining so much speed. I mean, if you look at the Google Trends, it's really impressive how many people are Googling Mandela effect and talking about this. And I mean, hell, like even my friends and parents know what it is, it's getting mainstream. When it does that, they're going to have to come up with some sort of excuse, and it's going to be, okay, there's so much evidence, we can't hide it anymore. We didn't want to tell you, but this is what's happening, and don't worry, we're going to make a government oversight committee so it doesn't get abused. We're not going to use it. We're just going to use it to fight terrorism. We're just going to use it for good things. We would never, use mind control or anything like that, right? I mean, wouldn't they say something like that? But to me, that stuff still feels very negative. Even if they could come up with all this, I'm still going to turn away to make this empowering and a positive thing. I still think that maybe we are. I mean, to me, I feel like we're doing something very positive of meshing together and raising the vibration of this place. And I'm going to keep saying that because of just how much that strikes a chord in me. That sounds right. I feel like I'm vibrating higher. I think my people around me are starting to vibrate higher. The people that comment are vibrating higher. They're all talking about these positive things that happen in life. And that's really hard to ignore. I don't know if you could write that off. I think it's going to get to a point, like I said, where there's going to be some BS cover story, because that's always the way it goes, but it's not going to be the truth. I think that I do feel like this is something that we are perhaps, I keep making stories about how the earth is vibrating higher in a higher frequency, and maybe we are going to vibrate out of this dimension and go to a new place. I'd love to ascend on to somewhere where there's not war and negativity and fighting, and I do feel in my heart that's where this is going in the end. So I'm curious to know what you think about this. Please let me know how you feel in the comments. How long has the Mandela effect been going on? And, do you think that there will be a formal explanation coming out one of these days? Do you think there'll be some sort of government explanation? And would you believe it, even if they did? Because, when I did a poll on my page, the highest thing that came across on any of the poll answers was distrust in the government. There was like 4% of people believe it. Like 96% of the people that answered that poll don't believe the government or anything they say. So that kind of tells you something. Ultimately, my heart, I feel like this is a good thing and it's empowering. I'd also like to hear from you if you feel that way too. So please leave your comments. If this is the first Mandela effect video you've seen of mine, please understand that I do lots of other stories, but apparently not recently, because I've been doing all these Mandela stories. I think I have like 35 of them now. You can check out that playlist if you want to watch more Mandela stuff, but I do have other things you could go look at, like 7 years of backstories. They're still there. Also, I do have a website where you can see private and unlisted videos. All you have to do is sign up over at terranlupo.com. So stay positive, support each other, and you know the rest. Thanks.